Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen and this is the journaling type. And today I decided that I wanted to do kind of like a journal with me, but I wanted to kind of do a video on how to journal in a Hobonichi Weeks. Honestly, this is more of my opinion of how I will journal and how an idea for you guys to journal in it. Hobonichi Weeks is just like any other notebook. If you ignore these details over here and all this, you wouldn't really see it different. It's just like a regular notebook, as if we will go here into the back and you see this just like it, but obviously without having this over here. I really like these pages here in the back. I honestly do not use them as much. Hey guys, I'm a bit sick, so I sound a bit off and pretty low. I wanted to do a voiceover for this video, but it wrong timing to get sick. So I recorded this whole video and I walk you guys through all my planners that I had or that became to be journals. Hobonichi Weeks have been one of my favorite sizes. I have said this many times, but I feel like I need to say it again. I don't know why. So this one right here is actually my current journal. The one that I just put to the side is my current planner, sorry. But I am not using it, but it is my this year's planner. So I wanted to show you around of like the planners and journals that I have done and how I have used past Hobonichi Weeks and all that. And you can see also like I changed some of them, end up being a planner that I later on decided that I didn't want to plan anymore, and they finished being a journal. So it's a pretty interesting. I'm the type of person that I hate to just like put away something and not finish. And more with Hobonichi Weeks, I am so horrible with Hobonichi Weeks. I do not like having incompleted Hobonichi Weeks. It's just, I don't like it. So this 3 over here are my past 3 weeks, and I actually I'm gonna cut here and there during this video because I decided that I want to give you the journal with me during the video, and I will be showing you clips here and there of like past journals, and you know I will be showing you clips in the actual journal with me video, which I thought it would be more interesting, I think. But I don't know, guys, so I will let you guys be the judge of it, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of how I am doing this video, how the video was edited, if you guys thought it was a great idea. So let's get into this video, shall we? So I have many journals that started as a planner, and I really didn't end up following through the planner stuff, and so I was like, okay, well, let's take this as a journal. So I have a couple of samples here. So I bought this planner to be used as a planner. I used Hobonichi kits on it and all that, and it did great for a while. As you can see, I kind of used the weeks here and there. Sometimes I would just not have anything to write in it, or maybe I just didn't want to do anything. And then I started doing kind of like a planning journal, so I would just write whatever I did on that day, and it's kind of like a planning, but instead of like me just putting stuff and check mark and things, I would just write what I did that day and whatever it is interesting things that I wanted to keep or whatever. I don't really know how to explain that, but yeah, for example, like today I went to Walmart, I got some groceries, then later on I have to stop blah blah blah, and that's how I will actually write in it. Sometimes I will miss the day and I wouldn't write anything on that certain day, so I would just take that day and keep writing all the way down. So if I remember what I did on the day before, I would write what I did there. So before I start with whatever I'm going to start right now, I want to tell you that right here I'm just testing out how I like to put a distress ink in the bottom and then put some type of brush pen on top and see if that will bleed and how would that work before I do it on the actual page that I'm going to be working in. So the back pages of the Hobonichi Weeks can be, sorry, I was like really horrible. Sorry, the backs of the pages of the Hobonichi Weeks can be very helpful for you to try things, try new pens, and try new items that you got. And if you want to try something new on your spread, but you don't really sure if it's gonna look good and you don't want to damage your spread, the back pages are really good for that. I would really recommend using it for that if you have no other reasons to use it for. I have used my back pages for either trying new layouts for planning, trying new inks, trying new stickers or pens and brush pens. So honestly, back pages are like the best for trying anything. It's like what people call it, the brain dump. Could be also that, because it's just whatever you want, which is really cool, not gonna lie. So here I'm grabbing my Tim Holtz stencil, and I'm just going in with this called, I believe it's Honey, but I can't really remember the whole name. So I use it as a background for this spread. I I don't think it came out exactly how I thought it was going to, but it's because I didn't go all the way with the colors that I wanted, because I felt that I was already copying a work I did earlier before, and I just didn't want to do the same thing. So that's why it didn't look like I thought it was going to, but it's okay. So I'm gonna leave this clips over here in the corner so you guys can see my past Hobonichi Weeks. This is actually the last pages of my first Hobonichi Weeks. My parents went and traveled to Massachusetts and they helped me build my van. And these are the back pages where I did a bunch of ink tests. I did YouTube ideas where I did different of planning layout, and it worked really fine. So I would recommend everybody to use the back pages again. um and I really need to comment again on this spread. So have you guys seen last holiday, when I was doing this whole process and I was looking into these pictures and into this background, it gave me that last holiday movie vibe. Have you guys seen that movie? It's so interesting. I like the movie. I like who was the main actor. I like everything about this movie was super awesome. And was the odds that I actually end up writing holiday in it, and I was like, huh, it reminds me of the last holiday, and I wrote holiday actually. Um, so yeah, I didn't have too much patience to wait for it to dry. I don't know why it was doing this. I was using my brushes and I was using the fine tip to do lining. Oh God. um, I have done this before and it never really like smear on me, but it was doing it right here. So that's why I needed to use the blower to kind of like dry it real quickly so it won't keep kind of going everywhere. Um, and not looking okay. Can't complain about it. You know, it's art. You know, it's nothing is ever perfect. You know what I mean? Oh, here it is. Okay, we coming to 2021. This is my, 2020, sorry. This is my 2020 journal. In here, this one is a cover from Print Impression. I really like this color, and I wasn't gonna use this for anything else, so sometimes if I really don't see myself using the covers anymore, I keep that cover with the journal and I don't change them. I don't really care. Sometimes I like that, just kind of like reminds me of like, oh wow, this is the cover I used that time. It's like, oh look at this, stickers and pictures and stuff like that. So, you know, oopsie. Oh, there it is. So yeah, do I got more stuff here? Yeah, I do. Got some stuff over here. So this is a very chunky one. This one, when did I start this one? Did I start it actually on 2020? I think yeah, I did. I started this at the end of 2020, I think. Almost at the end. Okay. Anyway, so this is how my journaling here started. This is when I started to like do more journaling and the Hobonichi Weeks. That's when I first did my first Hobonichi Weeks, I was like, okay, so I really like this and I want to keep doing the size for journaling. So yeah, this is my 2020. And I did quite a bit more journaling here than the other one. The other one was like a planner / journal. So this is how much. I don't want to give you like a whole flip through of this, but over here I have, for example, here, this one. This is last Christmas, actually not last Christmas, 2020 December, Christmas. And I did some journaling over here. I took some ephemera and stuff that I received from packages and stuff like that, things that I print out and all that. This is just stickers that I had. I just put stickers in there and I start journaling. I start writing in it. I'm a very simple person. Sometimes I want a very simple setup, and sometimes I just don't really want to do any setup at all. So I have other spread like this one and this one. I may have other more other like this where I don't really write in it. I just do some, like, I put stickers here and there around and I'm like, oh, that looks nice, and I never write in them. I'm like, I just don't want to write in them. And then my last one that I have finished is this 2021 planner that should have been finished last year, but I finished this year. This is also another journal that I did a lot of other different creations here. This is when I started documenting with the life water images. So yeah, guys, I used to like doing little journaling with the packaging of the life water. I think you guys seen a couple of those posts in my Instagram if you've been following me. But yeah, this is basically how I journal in my weeks. I sometimes tend to be very creative, and I do a spread where it's like super creative, like this one right here. I don't write anything, but this is also from the life water packaging, and I took some stuff from a comic books that I had that I could. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm sick. I was trying not to breathe, or breathe like that, but I have to. So I have a napkin. Sorry. But yeah, I used to be very creative in some of my spread, and I really enjoy how they look. And sometimes that's all I did. I would do such a pretty spread and decorate the spread however I feel like it. And I wouldn't just write in it. I would just do something pretty that I can look back at it. And I have many other spreads that I don't really write in it. I have the space to write in it, and the purpose of it was that I will leave space to write in it. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I like looking at this page. I don't really feel like writing in it. Or I want to write in my other journal and I just don't feel like writing on this spread. And that's how it goes. And I never write anything, and it just becomes that spread that I wanted to write in it, but I never did. I have a lot of spreads like that. I don't know if this happens to people, but it happens to me. So this is my current planner that I'm using right now. I know we're almost at the end of the spread, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pause it right here, and I'm gonna bring you back to this because I want to show you guys this in more detail. Before I get to the current journal that I'm doing, I'm gonna show you my planner that I am probably gonna take this as a journal when I finish my other current journal. So this is my planner. I started planning using this journal as a planner slash journal, and this is what I was doing on my first journal that I got. I mean, first planner. After a while I was using it like this, and every week I would do some tasks. I would do some things that I want to mark and check out, that I want to keep doing, and it was going very well. I kind of like this whole idea. I like to decorate as well, put washi tapes, and I didn't go all the way, but I would just at least do a couple things here and there. I would just add some colors even on the background so I can write on top of it. It will be very cool. And then I started to be like, okay, I kind of feel like I wanted to, if I ever wanted to write something like in detail about a day, or if I have more to say about a certain day, I want to take this page to write more. So that's when I started doing this, and I would take specific day like the 25, 27, the 31st, and I have more stuff to say about it, so I will write that stuff here. And this is a really nice spread, and that's what I started doing. I was like, on the 5, on the 6, I got more stuff to say, or I want to write more stuff, I would do that. And it was one of my favorite things. I would write more. My page would look so fuller, and it was such something that I like to look back, and I really liked doing this. Believe me, I do. It's just like having to open my journal every day and do this. I mean, my planner, and do this. Some days I wasn't really feeling like doing it, and I was feeling bad that I was forcing myself to do it because I didn't want to have a empty space, or I didn't want to go the next day having to write again about it. So here, as you can see, I didn't write anything on this side, and then here was like a very serious where I didn't have a lot of time, and this was the day before I go to Florida, or the week that I'm going to Florida, or before going to Florida. And I needed to write down so many things that I needed to do, all the stuff that I didn't want to forget, things that I for sure didn't want to forget. And I did like a washi tape and this, and I was like, okay, done, we're done with this. And this is like during my trip in the cabin, so I'm gonna, because I don't know if this is very personal, but it was really nice, and I enjoyed some times in the cabin. But as you can see, this week I didn't write anything. And then it comes to this week, and then this week is when we came back to from Florida, and we were back in here. And then I didn't have anything much to say, so I decided that I wanted to do some journaling in here. And then I decided to glue on some pages and ephemera that I brought from Florida, and so that's what I did. I added some ephemera here and there, and I play with it. And then this week was supposed to be like, okay, we're gonna do this again, I'm gonna work on this. And it was a fail. I did not open my planner at all to use at all. But to be honest, I think I would have if I had it like open wide here every time, or if I would take it with me to work, I may have written in it. I said I may have, who knows, I may have brought this with me to work. I never used it. So this is what I then later on decided to do in my Hobonichi Weeks. So I was doing for example, I will write what happened on that week or things that I want to write of that week or that were important. So this was 1 week, 2 weeks. I wasn't trying to force myself to do a whole spread, 2 pages of 1 week, because that forced me to do something, to do more work, and maybe I just don't want to do that day. Maybe I want to be very chill and relaxing, and I want to write very little, or I didn't have a lot to do that week. So I wanted to do just 1 page of that week, and I would write whatever that week I can remember of. And it was going well. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I did 5 weeks of it, and then boom, that was it. We went on a concert, and that was it. That was it. I didn't do anything more. And this was another project that I loved doing. I really liked it, but I was very lacking on it. I didn't have the motivation to stick on it. I didn't have the whole like willpower to be like, no, I'm gonna keep doing this, you know. I didn't do much, but this has been the farthest I have gone with a planner before, that I end up liking the ending a lot. Besides my first passport planner, that one I actually kept it for months and months. So that one was a different topic actually, but it was my first passport, by the way, and it was amazing. Okay, it was my first planner passport ever, and the experience was completely different, which is opened my eye to journaling, and opened my eye to passport size in general, and opened my eyes to a bunch of other stuff. So I can only thank that size for everything. But I am gonna finish this Hobonichi Weeks later on. Okay guys, so this is the finished product. I went a little bit overboard with some stuff. I don't know. I wanted to show you guys that you can do about everything in this planner. You don't really have to cover the whole page with paper and ephemera. You can just cover with stencils and stuff like that. It actually looks very well. It adds detail to it, you know, and makes it look fuller too. So you don't have to have papers everywhere covering it. And the other thing is, you can use ribbons in your pages if you have a good double-sided tape or a good glue that will glue it very well to your pages and would not bleed through, or not bleed through like made patches and stuff like that on the other pages, then you're perfectly fine. I did some coloring. As you can see, I used about everything. I used stickers, I used washi tapes, I used paper, I used stencils, I used distressed ink, and I believe, and brushes. I use brushes as well. Okay guys, so this is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know this was really long, but I wanted to do a little kind of like a journaling / tutorial, or give you ideas what you could do with it. I feel that people can get very stuck sometimes with a layout. They may not have sometimes I don't have knowledge of how to do things until I see somebody do it, and I'm like, oh, I can do that too in my journal, or I can do that too in my spreads, or I can use that to kind of take out the background and put a new background and whatever it is, you know. There's so many things out there that we really kind of don't know, or are not thinking about it, and it's good to just take ideas here and there from other people. So I thought that journaling in my weeks is one of my favorite things. I just don't see a lot of people doing this, and I wanted to kind of like do a little video out there, so if there are people out there that wants to do this but they're not sure, because they may think that they may be limited because of how the layout of the week is. And to be honest, it's all up to you. I don't really care much. I love this layout because the pages are not like super dark. I mean, nothing like very creamy or anything like that. And it's so clean in general. Like the whole layout of the Hobonichi Weeks is very clean, that you have a lot of space to still use. And I could have just put a washi tape and covered this up, but I didn't want to. Sometimes covering things up looks very unnatural, so I sometimes let it go with the flow, unless I have a whole thing that I want to do, and it means that I need to cover it, then that's something else. But just to cover it because I don't want to see it there, I really don't care much for it, to be honest. I sometimes cover this part up here and put a paper in here that's kind of like a little bit tear in the bottom, and I still have this stuff showing in the bottom as well. And I feel like that's kind of like a good blending with whatever it has to whatever you want to add to it, and I really like that. And I didn't do a lot of things. I really didn't do much here. All I did is put a background, use a stencil as a background, and then I did this lettering here that you can do it either by stamping, or you can use a stencil, or you can just draw it yourself. I'm really horrible at drawing stuff, and lettering is not the best. I'm not like the best at it. I used to be really good when I was growing up. I used to like make my own font and everything, and it was fun. I don't do that anymore. I should try it though, but I'm always so afraid. And yeah, and then I did coloring on the edges of the page, gave it kind of like a really nice look. And I added some ribbon here, washi tape, a little bit of paper and ephemera that I had, and that was it. We're done. And it's not as hard as this video. It took so long because I explained to you guys. I did some tests in the middle of the video. I show you guys how it works, if it bleed through, if it doesn't bleed through, and I gave a little bit of a sample of what I was doing in the back of the notebook to see if it was working. So it took me a little bit of time and explaining and talking, so obviously this video was gonna be longer, but it is a very nice spread. I really like it. I can't wait to use it. I have a lot of spreads in this journal that I haven't used them yet, but I will soon. I just like making them so that whenever I don't want to do a journaling and all I want to do is write, I can just take my journal out, put the date on that, and write on it, and I don't have to feel bad because, or I don't have to like, oh no, I want to have some decoration in it, but I just don't have the time right now. It's good just having it already so I can just go back to that, and it can. I felt like I needed to come here and tell you guys that it doesn't have to be decorated. It doesn't have to have ephemera. It doesn't have to have stickers or anything to actually for you to write. This is basically my notebook where I do a lot of my creations and also my writing in it. But I have many other journals on the side, like for example the one that you guys are seeing here in the background that is green. It's a tiny little notebook. I write in there all the time, and I don't decorate it all the time. And I just need a place to write, and that's where it goes. Actually, I got a new pocket. Well, it's not new, but I took out a new pocket notebook, and that's what I've been doing. I've been using brush pens to write in it whenever I want to do something colorful, and then just go into the writing part. So don't think that you need to decorate a spread to feel like you have to, like, oh, the spread is decorated, okay, now I can write. Like, that's not what I meant. But there are times that I want to write in this journal, and I really like the idea of decorating my pages, so it makes it easier when it's already decorated. And one of those days, for example, today that I'm kind of sick, I do not want to decorate and sit down and do that. I have a couple spread already done. I just go in and write whatever I want and put my date, and that's it. And it's just fun. It's really fun doing all this stuff, and it's fun coming back and writing on them. So yeah, okay, I should really finish this video because it's been so long now. So thank you so much for watching, and let's go into the outro, guys. Okay, guys, well, that's about it for the end of this video. I really hope you really enjoyed this video, or just like had a little relaxing moment just journaling with me. And I hope I see you on my next one. Okay, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, you really should. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you really should too. And just to let you guys know that my washi tape is going to be in my Etsy for a little bit longer, and so if you guys want to go ahead and purchase one, you can. I'm actually trying to deal how I can give you guys this washi tape that you don't have to pay for shipping. Maybe if I can just send in a regular letter. I don't think this is heavier than ½ ounce, but I have to check that out. And maybe I can send it to you guys like that, and you guys don't have to pay for shipping. And you can also get a coupon, a discount. The discount will be on my Instagram. It's a 10% off your order. So if you want to head out and purchase this washi tape, you can, and you have a 10% off, and it doesn't expire is until I decide not to have it anymore. So go ahead into my Instagram and you'll see it in my description. Okay, and while you're there, again, don't forget to to follow me. So yeah, I will see you all in my next one. God bless you all, guys. Hey, have a wonderful year, or end of the year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, or Happy New Year's Eve. I hope I can upload at least one last video for this month. If not, I will see you on the next year. So have fun, enjoy with your family, and enjoy as much as you can, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless you. Bye.